Hi, and welcome to the Everyday Entrepreneur, where we will discuss the entrepreneurial journey as we go from idea to income to infinity and beyond. My name is Kathy Jackson, and I too am your everyday entrepreneur. I am the owner of Deja Hue Art. We are filming from our studio here in Chicago, and our motto at Deja Hue: if we can paint it, so can you. Now, that's more than just a cute slogan. That is actually my story. See, I decided to do a paint and sip party for my birthday in March of 2015. So I gathered family and friends, and we traveled way up north to have this paint and sip experience. Now, when I walked in the door, I told the artist, I was like, if you can make me an artist, you are good, because I can't draw nor can I paint. And as we went through the process, I noticed how engaged all of my family and friends were and the joy that we were feeling when we were painting. And at the end of the session, my painting didn't totally suck. And so while we were there, I also remembered the journey that it took for us to get there. See, if you know anything about Chicago, um, most of my family and friends lived on the south side, but all of the paint and sip studios were on the north side. So we had to travel way outside of our community, and there's little to no parking except for very expensive options when it comes to parking up north. And so while we were there and I saw how enthused everyone was, I knew then that there was an opportunity to open one of these paint and sip studios on the south side of Chicago. But again, I wasn't an artist. However, I had worked in corporate America long enough to know that when there's something that you can't do, you hire a subject matter expert to do it. And so I decided I don't need to be an artist, I just need to hire one. And so I went about doing what we needed to do, and in October 2015, Deja Hue was born. Now, at the same time, I realized that I should probably get a little bit of help in running this business, as I have never ran a business of this magnitude at that point. And so I joined an incubator program for entrepreneurs. And the first thing they told us was, you as an entrepreneur have to know everything about your business. And I was sitting in class literally saying, I found a loophole. And I opened Deja Hue Art the same week that my program started. So as you can see, opening the business was a foregone conclusion. I then decided to seek some help in order to make sure that it was successful. Well, my model worked for a couple of years until one day I showed up at a party and the artist didn't. There were 22 women drinking wine, looking at me, saying, okay, artist, go. I literally became an artist in 2 hours. That's right. In 2 hours, I taught myself how to draw and how to paint that picture, and I showed those women how to do the same. Long story short, it all worked out well. Everybody was pleased. The paintings were gorgeous. But I learned two things that day that every entrepreneur should know. And the first thing I learned was that as an entrepreneur, you have to know every aspect of your business in order to be successful. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to do every job, but in the event that someone does not show up, guess who has to show up? So that lesson sunk in real good that day. And the second thing I learned was that there was an artist inside of me all along. See, the reason that I couldn't draw or paint previous was because that's the story that I told myself. You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch the little boys in class draw the cartoon characters, the superheroes, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I used to secretly try and do it myself. The problem is all my drawings sucked. I didn't know how, and I got frustrated, and I decided around 9 years old that I couldn't draw, that I couldn't do art. And so throughout the years, whenever there was an opportunity to take an art class or something else, I always opted for something else. However, when given the option of learning to draw, paint, or give a refund, I became an artist instantly. And what that means, what I like to share with you is that there are some gifts and some talents inside of you that you may not have tapped into yet. We sometimes have to step way outside our comfort zone to dig deep down and find that inner artist. Because I was put in a position where I had no choice and I became an artist, I then realized the importance of learning to become an artist since I owned an art business, and I started practicing. And now I can draw and paint every picture in the studio and lead you to do the same. So my new superpower is that I can bring out your inner third grade artist. Now, as we move throughout this journey together, I want to share with you a lot of things that I've learned along the way that can hopefully help you as an entrepreneur. We'll bring on some guests to help us with subjects like finance and subjects like marketing. We'll bring on people to help us as we travel through this journey. And if you have a business, if you are an entrepreneur, you would like to share your story, send us your information and maybe we can feature you on the show one day. Additionally, if you have some questions about how to open a business or any questions that deal with entrepreneurship, email or text us those questions and we'll be sure to deal with that content along this journey. I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and join us next time as we're going to start with the basics of entrepreneurship, and that is, how do you come up with a good idea?